We open up this episode seeing the Duke and Gladys arrive at their estate. And it's the downtown Abbey house. Oh my god, this got me so excited. Now in my mind, this is simultaneously taking place with downtown Abbey, but I guess they're slightly different time periods. I have to look that up. But anywho, Gladys is amazed by how large the estate is. They were on the lands for like 30 minutes and she didn't know it, so she seemed thoroughly impressed. Next, we see Peggy and Dr. Kirkland go to a baseball game and she runs into Mr. Fortune. Oh my god, her married ex-boss. This is just so awkward, but he comes over, introduces himself, and they catch up, and he offers her a writing gig to interview the leader of the women's suffrage movement. She accepts, and his little girl pops up, and you see the look on Peggy's face, and she's reminded that, oh yeah, this is a married man, but nonetheless, she accepts the job. And Mr. Fortune is on his way. Next, we see George and his henchmen discuss his financial position not being sound in this railroad project. Big Daddy Russell doesn't believe his henchman is going all in and giving it his all to make him successful. So he fires him. I have a feeling he's going to regret that later. Bertha instructs Mr. Church to keep his eyes out for whomever may be leaking information to the press. He agrees. Next, we see George asks Bertha to meet Mr. Merritt, who is a family member of the owners of the Illinois Railroad he's trying to purchase, so she can charm him into compliance. We'll see how this works. Next, we see the Duke's evil sister give Gladys a tour of their mansion, and I died when Gladys didn't know what a mousetrap was. It's just like, oh, that's right, girl. I mean, I don't know what that is. My house is pristine and new and clean. So, yeah, how about that? Miss fucking mean British lady. But nonetheless, Gladys admires the portraits that she sees and brings up that her mother had a portrait painted of her. And the evil sister tells her, yes, perhaps I should say that in New York. Ooh, she is so messy. Next, we see Peggy and Agnes going through the mail. Peggy notices a few charities have reached out to Agnes, and she reads a few, and Agnes basically tells her it's all about the money. And if they butter you up, they want even more money. So Agnes, look, okay, our girl is going through a little rough time right now. She broke. She ain't got it. Okay, so she's not giving it away. Suddenly, we see Big Daddy Russell recruiting Larry to travel to Illinois so he can close on the land deals. This is a cute daddy and son moment because Larry asks him, well, what's in it for me? George smiles, and it's a proud moment because, yes, he's doing what he's told him to do, to basically look out for your own interest. So he gives him a brief on what's going on and what needs to be achieved, and Larry agrees to do this job. However, he mentions that he must propose to Miss Brooke first. George seems proud, but tells him he still has to leave the next day. Next, we see Gladys gets ready for her first English dinner. She's nervous, but I'm glad her original maid is with her, so she has someone reminding her of home. Larry and Miriam take a walk in the park. He informs her on the success with Jack's clock, and she congratulates him. And next thing you know, he takes her under this large tree and proposes to Miriam. They arrive home to inform Agnes and Ada about the engagement. Ada congratulates them and asks Agnes, oh my god, you couldn't be more excited. And Agnes simply says, not possibly. He spills the beans about Jack's success with his clock. Oh, Larry, I don't think he wanted this out there so soon, but he's excited. I guess it's his success as well. He and Marion then leave to, I guess, spread the news to his parents. Agnes then throws a fit about all the secrets that's being held in her household. And she claims that the footman is now rich. Miriam is now engaged to this Larry Russell when she told her that she wasn't that interested. And she's highly upset. And everyone's highly upset about it. And it's just like, no, Agnes, you're upset about it. Gladys makes her English dinner debut, and the evil sister scolds her for not wearing a damn tiara. Then she grabs the Duke as if he's her man, leads the guests to the dinner table. We're gonna have to get this evil sister together because we can't be having Gladys just be walked over like this. So I hope something's rectified soon. Jack spills the tea on him and Larry selling the clock. Mrs. Armstrong is shocked and asks, how much did you get? He dismisses her question by going upstairs to serve tea. Next we see Big Daddy Russell and Larry informing Bertha that Larry is engaged to Marion. Mr. Merritt arrives at the same time. They all have a toast to celebrate Larry and Marion's engagement. Bertha butters up Mr. Merritt, and he compliments her as well. George is giving her a major side eye at this dinner table like, girl, okay, you laid it on a little too thick. George plays a game of pool with Mr. Merritt, and they discuss George buying the family's Chicago Railroad line. Merritt hears him out, but isn't impressed, so unfortunately he turns down George's offer. George is unsuccessful in closing the deal. Next we see Mrs. Bowser accidentally spills the tea on Jack's newfound wealth while speaking on an upcoming event that high society is throwing. She blurts out that he got $300,000 for his clock, and Armstrong's like, oh my God. Everyone is just so shocked. So once again, I believe during those times that's the equivalent of like $10 million in our time. Next we see Larry invites Jack to Satan's lair with gambling, male and female, prostitutes, alcohol, etc. You name it. Larry's secretly a bad boy and seemingly not homophobic. Good for him. As he's conversing with Jack and the rest of his friends, he notices the scammer Maud Beaton herself working at the whorehouse. So if she stole all the Oscar's damn money, what the hell is she doing at the damn whorehouse? He approaches her, and she claims that she doesn't know who Maud Beaton is, and she gives him a fake new alias. Girl, we know it's you. You're just doing what scammers do. Next, we see Mr. and Mrs. Russell argue about her staying out of Larry's affairs. Mr. Russell says that he will not allow her to do what she did to Gladys. He also brings up how she was a little too flirtatious during dinner, and she made him feel like a cuckold in his own house. Ooh. Bertha simply tells him, don't be mad at me because you couldn't close the deal. Ooh. Man, this marriage is rocky right now. We'll see what happens in the future. Next, we see the Duke's evil sister fires Gladys's maid. Gladys confronts her and basically tells her, how could you just dismiss her? And who says your opinion is the only opinion that matters? The evil sister simply says, well, I think you know that I know best when it comes to how things are done in England. Gladys simply storms off. Next, we see her hand a note to her maid and basically tells her, see that this is sent to New York immediately. Yes, reinforcements, Gladys. Next, we see Larry getting ready to go on his business trip. He says goodbye to Miss Brooke. Informs Oscar that he saw Maud Beaton working at the whorehouse. Oscar thanks him. It's clear Oscar's going to confront her and hopefully she'll know where his money is, but if she's working there, I have a strong feeling she doesn't know, so we'll see what happens. Next, we see that Peggy is bombarded by Mr. Fortune at the train station as she's preparing to leave to go on her writing assignment. Dr. Kirkland is with her and basically tells Mr. Fortune that Peggy is capable of handling this assignment on her own. Mr. Fortune tells him, I don't like your tone, and the two begin to come to fisticuffs in the train station. Oh Lord. Peggy tells him they will not do this here. I don't get Mr. Fortune. He's married. Why is he still after Peggy? Like, this man is just not good in my opinion. Like, you're cheating on your wife. Next, we see that Big Daddy Russell is looking through paperwork and informs Bertha that everything is at stake. And he also asks if she's heard from Gladys. Also, he tells her he doesn't have time for the details of her social calendar and dismisses her. Mr. Russell is clearly stressed, and as he should be. I hope everything works out. Ada visits her medium once again and returns home a bit cheerful. She tells Agnes she may start incorporating more color into her wardrobe. Agnes instructs Bannister to find out how much money Jack has earned from his clock. Next, we see Marion visiting Aurora before they head to the social event. She lets her know that she's engaged to Larry. Aurora congratulates her and basically gives her an update on her new divorced life. She likes it in Newport, but she definitely can feel the beginning of the social isolation from high society. Oh, poor Aurora. Marion and Aurora arrive at Mrs. Fish's event, and she's clearly shut out of society. We see her walk over to this group of women and sit down, and they get up from her, and this is just trash. Like, how is it that her husband is the one that is the adulterer and did wrong, but she's being treated this way? Makes no sense to me, but hey, I guess those were those times. People are just hard on women, including other women. So Bertha walks over to her and greets her and tells her she looks well. I love Bertha for this. She's new money. She don't give a damn about all those old rules. Still mad at her for forcing her daughter to marry the Duke, but I still like Bertha. Mrs. Fish suggests that, she leaves. Bertha says that, if Aurora leaves, then I'll go. Of course, Mrs. Fish can't have that because Mrs. Russell is the main attraction. So Marion agrees to escort Aurora home. Aurora doesn't want any trouble, so she agrees to just leave the event. Next, we see that Mrs. Fish privately gets a moment with Mrs. Astor and basically calls her out for her hypocrisy and asks her if she's ready to also exile her daughter from society if she's going to do it to Aurora. I love Mrs. Fish for this. You can't have different rules for different people. You must be consistent. She tells her she has a hard decision to make. She doesn't envy her. I love Mrs. Fish for this. Next, we see Bertha arrives home to George storming towards her and handing her Gladys's note. He tells her to read it and yells, I knew she was miserable. I shouldn't have let you bully her like that. What's your great plan now, Bertha? Bertha explains the matter can be fixed, and she'll go to England and we'll see to it. George quickly responds, I don't know if I believe you anymore. George quickly responds, I don't know if I'm more angry with you or myself. You make me weak. I find that hard to forgive. As she reaches out to comfort him, he snatches his arm away. Yikes, Big Daddy Russell is upset. The look of hurt on Bertha's face in this moment spoke volumes of her love for this man. Bertha explains that there's a boat leaving in the morning. She can make all this right. He walks up the stairs, turns around, looks down on her, and says, What will you say to her? You can't make her love him. While staring up at him, she says, George, I can fix this. Believe me. He responds, That's the problem. I don't think I believe you anymore. Bertha responds, I can solve this, George. I can solve this sooner than you think. I'll be there before Larry even steps foot in Mirati. I'll make everything right. George responds, Do what you want. Don't expect me to be here when you get back. Woo! Bertha looked heartbroken, and the episode fades to black. Baby, the drama is being laid on thick. Oh my god. So, yes. Okay, wow, that ended on a fiery note. So, this episode was really good. I really enjoyed this one. So we got some progress, like Larry and Marion are engaged. So I am just so happy to see this. Agnes is one step closer to finding out about Jack's newfound wealth. So obviously Jack is going to be leaving soon. It makes no sense for him to be rich and still working there and still getting paid. Yeah, I guess it's just awkward for everyone. Ada will sit him down and have a talk with him and basically tell him, probably a good idea for him to go and start his life. Which, yeah, can be exciting. I'm sure he's going to invent more things. Peggy and this little love triangle with Mr. Fortune and Dr. Kirkland. Really no love triangle because she's been over Mr. Fortune. But Mr. Fortune has some damn nerve coming at Peggy like this. And it's just like, clearly she's moved on. Clearly you are married. And it's just like awkward and like bad. Like, dude, go home to your wife. So anywho, Dr. Kirkland didn't seem too turned off by this. So I don't know, he may be the one for Peggy. We'll see. I'm wishing them well. And Miss Gladys has to step up and tell that evil sister of the Duke's to fuck off. And he needs to stand up to his sister because it is her fortune that she's bringing to the table that's going basically helping their family out. So evil sis needs to basically fuck off. So we'll see what happens with that. And lastly, this fiery argument between Bertha and George. George is just stressed out and has been basically causing hell all throughout the house. Bertha deserves this though. Bertha, I mean, she's just been not the greatest person lately, so I'm guessing this is just karma for her, even though this is the stress has been brought on about George basically maybe not moving the soundest when it comes to his business ventures. So, you know, I'm not too mad at this. Bertha deserves it. She deserves a little heat. So yeah, this like ended on a high note because right now I'm just like, oh my god, are they getting divorced? What? But I think he's just gonna go and handle some business. I don't think they're gonna break up the Russells. We love them too much. So yeah, once again, another well-written episode. The scenery, everything, like it was just well shot, beautiful cinematography. And once again, beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. I'm gonna rate this episode an A+. If you like this review, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.